In the wake of the USS Stark and Samuel B. Roberts incidents, the Navy decided to create Impartial Battle Damage Assessment Teams, or BDATs. A BDAT would go on board a ship having damage and provide the battle group commander an objective report on whether that ship could still function as part of the battle force. The PAC-X-89 BDAT was the first to perform strictly the function of battle assessment as a designated team under battle-like conditions. Members included senior enlisted technicians and engineer and salvage officers from West Coast and Hawaii-based commands. Initially, the BDAT made their determinations to the commanding officer on what the real needs and potential for survivability that ship actually had.
What we sought to provide was a stand-back approach that, regardless of his mission, that we see certain characteristics about his battle damage that needs to be brought to his attention so that he may make a better and cleaner decision about what the true potentiality and recoverability of that vessel is.
To assist in the assessment, the BDAT commander used a special computer program developed by the David Taylor Research Model Basin. This ShipDam program used 3D graphics and ship characteristic databases. This allowed the BDAT to get a head start by seeing the potential damage in the safety of the mother ship.
Without having the smoke and haze and simulated damage to contend with, they were able to essentially get on the trail of damage and search out other systems and vital components that might have been affected by the damage.
If the scenario called for an enemy weapon hit at a predetermined frame, ShipDam predicts the potential for fire and flooding and the number of dead and injured as if the ship had been manned at general quarters.
In PAC-X-89, we were able to take the ship's OPREP-3 report of damage and essentially simulate that damage on the computer before we sent the battle damage assistance team to the ship.
Once on the ship, the group determined which systems and vital components were in fact damaged. They also traced cables and wires leading from the impact area, often finding hidden damage not visible during the initial ship's assessment. After the hands-on part of the exercises, the team gathered together to mesh their observations and recommendation into a message for the battle group commander. Their findings would help him determine whether that damaged ship could still fight as part of his battle force. One of the discoveries made from the BDAT exercises was that ships' captains weren't so much worried about the actual assessment, but rather with immediate assistance for his crew.
We set out to do an initial battle damage assessment for the battle group commander and for the commanding officer of the ship, but ended up doing medical assessments, medevac recommendations, food service recommendations to recover from battle damage.
As a result of those habitability needs, the battle damage assessment concept evolved into battle damage assistance.
The jury is still out on whether a battle damage assistance team is going to be part of future exercises or indeed in a battle group under combatant conditions. Personally, I hope they are.
The Center for Naval Analysis made a thorough study of what the BDAT team did. They've determined so far that there exists a strong need for an expeditionary repair group to repair combat systems at forward sites. CNA will report their findings on the future of the Battle Damage Assistance Team concept to fleet commanders. Using hovercraft, helicopters, Zodiac boats, and even a carrier catapult launch jumping from ship to ship in a 2-week period, BDAT 89 made its way from Oakland, California to Adak, Alaska, definitely pioneering the Navy's Battle Damage Assistance Team concept. Petty Officer Kathy Hines on board USS Constellation.